learn language, that means our mother language, naturally from our parents, from our neighbor. This is called acquisition. And language learning, what we are doing today. When we will be growing up, then we will be learning another language apart from our first language, that is called second language learning. So acquisition is the subconscious way of learning a language, and learning is the conscious way of learning second language or third language. This is the difference. But the title of our course is Second Language Acquisition. Can it be possible that the second language can be acquired in the same process we have learned our first language? Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes. In which way? Linguists and the psychologists and the other philosophers or anthropologists, they say that if we can take second language learning towards the similar notion of first language acquisition, then second language learning will be effective. It is not possible that we can go back to our childhood. আমাদের শিশুকালে ফিরে যাওয়া সম্ভব না। যদি সম্ভব নাই হয় তাহলে শিশুরা যেভাবে ভাষা শেখে সেটা আমাদের দ্বারা শেখা সম্ভব না, অ্যাডাল্টের দ্বারা। But the psychologists, the other person, they say that if we can follow the process, and listen, if we can follow the process of second language acquisition, that will be helpful for our second language learning. Okay, so we will have a quick questions. Okay, and in this regard, second language acquisition will be effective or will be possible if we apply some theories, and many of the theories are from psychology, many of the theories are from sociology, many of the theories are from anthropology. Okay, so in our previous class we had an introductory class related to the second language acquisition research. We have gone through that issue. Today we will be discussing these three issues. The first quick question is, what is habit? What is error? What is the pronunciation? Error, not error, error. And what is strain? What is may I ask you, what is the definition of habit? Anybody? What is the definition of an error? In case of second language acquisition, these three psychologists, one psychologist, American psychologist J.B. Watson, Russian psychologist Pavlov, and American psychologist Skinner, they have said that any learning, including the language learning, is a habit formation. Okay. I can give you an example of taking the first class at university. So when I went there, and that was 1 hour 30 minutes class, I thought that what I will be doing through the 1 hour and 30 minutes class. That was back in 2006. But I was ready and wanted to go to the class, and I noticed that one of my upper person is total and another is loose. So I was full of tense what I have to do. But next time, what I have to do, that is through the process of taking classes with several lessons in several years, we have got the habit of taking classes. And we have also got the rules and regulations how to conduct the class and in which way conduct the class. Another thing is that if anybody is delayed in attending class, first time he or she may be delayed for traffic congestion, and he would say, sir, I'm sorry, there was a huge traffic today. And second day, if he does the same thing, he or she does the same thing, sir, today I was sick. Okay. And condition is that he is delayed. Third day, again he is delayed. So it has been a habit of the learner. That means he or she will make delay. Okay. And by the gradual and continuous process of following a thing, that activities or that behavior will be a part of your activities. So repeatedly doing one thing can be a part of your activities, and that kind of behavior is called habit. Okay. So if you take the whatever may be the cause, okay, whatever may be the case, okay, I will come to class on time. On time means 2:00, not 2:01. দুইটা 1 মিনিটেও না, কয়টাই? দুইটা. And there is a time management in Western culture. That means if your appointment, your class is 2:00, then you have to reach there 20 minutes earlier. Okay. If you try to exercise this, that means I have to reach there how many times? 20 minutes earlier to 2 p.m. Then it would be your habit, and you can't following another habit. In case of second language learning, this person, American psychologist J.B. Watson, Pavlov and Skinner, they have said that language learning is a habit formation. Okay. And such kind of notion is called behaviorism. Behaviorism in second language learning. Okay. And in case of second language learning, that means that would be the part of our behavior. And this theory is a theory of second language acquisition, and that theory was delivered by J.B. Watson and Pavlov and Skinner. So what is their motive? Their motive is that second language acquisition is a part of our behavior, or is a part of our habit. Okay. So this psychologist, they say, okay, this is J.B. Watson, as you have seen. That means he is a psychologist. He studied in this field, and basically he is famous for his behaviorist approach in psychology. This person, J.B. Watson, he said that in case of language learning, Watson said that founded classical behaviorism. So J.B. Watson, American psychologist, he said, first time he said that he is a psychologist, and he said that language learning is a process of our behavior, and in another term, language learning is a process of our habit. And how habit will form, he has researched and says that, and this is an approach, behaviorism is an approach of psychology, human psychology. Okay. and that human psychological approach can be applied in second language acquisition. And he treated behavior not only human being. That means Watson treated human behavior and animal behavior as the conditioned response of an organism to environmental stimuli. Stimuli, that means stimulus. Stimulus is the singular and stimuli is. Stimuli can also be called motivation. Okay? Stimulus, or it can be called inspiration. Okay? And he said that our habit is formed for two ways. One way is for the cause of stimulus, that means inspiration or motivation, and the inner biological processes, and that rejected the unscientific all supposed psychological phenomena, and that were not. So language learning, he said that it is a form of our habit. That means some inspiration will be there, some motivation will be there, and with the motivation some biological process will be there. As I have said, that if you think that whatever may be the reason, I will reach to the university by 2 p.m. If you think that, and if you practice this habit, your bodily, that means your bodily organism will respond to that habit, and one day, 1 month, 1 year, that would be your habit formation. Because why? You are inspired from within. That means I have to reach there. Another thing is that other person may say to you, that means as I have said at the initial stage, that excusers are the losers. Okay. So if you have excuse, that means you are internally inspired that I have to reach there on time, and it has been a habit. So J.B. Watson said this thing, that is language learning is a motive of habit formation. Okay. And J.B. Watson, for this reason, he has not done the theoretical aspects. He has also done some research. Okay, and what is the research? He has said that the two terms, that is the classical conditioning and also operant conditioning. And what is this is the experiment over there. Okay, and this is dog's experiment, and also we have seen another experiment, the rat's experiment. Okay, rat experiment. Okay, so sorry, I have gone somewhere else. In this experiment, what we see, that is what we see, that means the researcher, the linguist, what they will say, first time they will develop a theory, and after that their theory will be applied with some experiment. In case of habit formation, in case of second language learning, they have done some experiment. What is the experiment? As you see over there, this is the dog experiment. Okay, you see here there is a dog over here, and this is an observation screen. The tube for collection of saliva. Saliva means lala. Container of meat powder, okay, and also revolving drum of recording response, and device to count drop of saliva. Okay. So the dog is tied over here, okay, and the dog remains over there. Whenever this container of food is put over there, the dog starts salivating. Dog starts salivating. So one day the food is there. মানে যখন এখানে খাবার রাখা হয় তখন dog সেই খাবারটা খাওয়ার জন্য তার লালা বের। So that was put in one day. Second day, that was put over here. Dog starts salivating. Third day, in such a way, that was the habit that was going on. Okay. After 1 month, what is done? After 1 month, what is done? That is, the container is there, but no food is there. But the dog starts salivating. That means as soon as the dog will see the food container, that it comes food and dog starts salivating. এই কন্টেইনারে খাবার আসবে, সো কন্টেইনার আসলেই তারপর তার সাথে কি হচ্ছে লালা ঝরা শুরু হচ্ছে। এটা একদিন দুই দিন করে যখন 1 মাস হলো তখন the dog understood that this container indicates, that means it is a container of food. So the dog is ready to eat the food. So the process was going on 1 month, 1 day, 2 day, 1 week and 1 month, and in such a way that salivating will be a habit formation of that. So one day the food is removed, the container is there. শুধুমাত্র কন্টেইনার দেওয়া হলো, কিন্তু এই কন্টেইনারের মধ্যে সে কি মনে করেছে এর মধ্যে কি আছে, খাবার আছে। এর জন্য সেটা তার একটা হ্যাবিট হয়ে গেছে এবং সেখান থেকে সে খাবার ছাড়াই সে লালা ঝরানো শুরু করেছে। J.B. Watson and Skinner, they also said this thing. That means doing a things repeatedly, that would be a habit of a person. In case of second language learning or in case of other language. So that is called the habit formation. Another thing is that, look over here, that experiment also done by Pavlov's dog experiments. Okay, we see here there is food and there is salivation and there is a light. Okay, and no salivation. So one dog is put over there এবং ডগের সামনে কি রাখা হলো, খাবার রাখা হলো। ওকে, এবং সে স্বাভাবিকভাবে the dog will start salivating. Okay, but before this dog will say light, so no salivation will be there. Light will not attract the dog, so it will not salivate. Okay, but if we make a relation between light and food, okay, so we will do two things. One thing, we will put the light, and as soon as we will be putting the light on, we will put the food. Okay, so the dog will start salivating. So first day the light was on and food is kept on top of the container or before the dog. Okay, so first day was done. Second day again we put the light on and also we put food on the container. Third day, in the same way, 16th day and 1 month, if we repeatedly do the same activities, that means we will putting the light on and at the same times we will putting the food of the dog. So the dog, that means the animal behavior, what the dog will do, the dog will make an association with the light and the food. When the light will on, the food will come. So that condition behavior will be occurring to the animal behavior. Okay, so after 1 month we have put the light on only, but we haven't put food on before the dog. So what the dog will do, the dog had the behavior that as soon as the light will be on, food will come, so the dog will start salivating. So after 1 month, so dog will get a behavior and it will form a behavior. So without food, when we will put the light on after 1 month, the dog will start salivating. Okay, so this is another conditioning. By doing one thing repeatedly, that would be the part of our human behavior and also the animal behavior. That is operant conditioning or classical conditioning. That is another experiment. And also not only that, we have got another experiment. Okay, so we have seen first time dog and then second time dog. Another, that is the rat experiment. Okay. We have seen that J.B. Watson, Pavlov, and they have talked about the behavior, how behavior of human beings form, and they have researched both on human behavior and animal behavior. So you can see that they have tried to prove that these are the behavior of animals and human beings. So relation between our condition, animal will be forming a habit, and that habit will be going on and on next time. That is the conditioning. And here we have seen another experiment. What of this experiment? We have seen a rat tool over there. Okay, the speaker, that means the rat sound, signal lights will be there. There is a lever, button, lever, and pallet dispenser. So there will be something food, okay, dispenser tube. এটার মধ্যে ডিসপেন্সারের মধ্যে খাবার দেওয়া আছে, হ্যাঁ, এবং এই খাবারের মধ্যে একটা টিউব দেওয়া আছে। এই খাবারটা টিউবের মধ্যে এখানে যে পড়বে, ফুড কাপ, এখানে ফুড কাপ, electric bridge, okay, and to shock generator. So that is over there. Okay, so that is moving here and there automatically. One day, abruptly, he put his, actually without any intention, he puts its leg on the lever, and as soon as the rat puts its leg on the lever, it will create a press on that food container, and the food will come through this way and it will come over here. First day, the rat did it accidentally. The rat is jumping within the cage, okay, without any intention, and he got touched in this portion and he has got a food. But that rat understand that pressing this button will allow me to get food. So next time the rat start doing the same thing, pressing the button and getting the food. But then in this corner, so he is jumping, the rat is very happy. Okay, so he is jumping here and here. Okay, but he touched in this portion, abruptly, and there is an electric shock on him. So he touched over there and he jumped in such a way. That means this portion is full of electric shock and that portion is food. Okay, so this food that can also be called stimulus in singular, and in plural it's called stimulus. And here it's called negative stimulus or negative stimulus. Okay, so what they will do, that means they will understand that the stimulus will have effect on learning language. And if the stimulus is positive, suppose if you are studying something and your parents or your teacher will say that, oh, well done, good job, whatever you have done. Okay, suppose তোমার ছোট ভাই অথবা ছোট বোন বাসায় কেউ একটা কলম ভেঙে ফেলেছে, তুমি বললে গুড জব। আবার গ্লাস ভেঙে ফেলেছে, গুড জব। আবার কোনোদিন হয়তো সামান্য একটু কাজ করেছে, ওকে, এই ভাঙার পরে দেখা গেল যে হয়তো একটু টেবিল পরিষ্কার করেছে, তুমি বললে গুড জব। ওকে, হয়তো ওই কাজটার কোনো কাজই না, কিন্তু তুমি তাকে কি করলা, ইন্সপায়ার করলা। ওকে, সো দ্যাট পজিটিভ inspiration will make that the habit. Okay, so here he or she has not done a simple thing, but he have give inspiration that yes, you have done a good job. But what you do, দেখা গেল যে যখন তুমি গ্লাস ভাঙার জন্য গুড জব বলছো, তাকে যখন বকাবাদ্য করছো না, তখন সে অটোমেটিকলি তার মধ্যে একটা বিবেক তৈরি হবে যে আমার গ্লাসটা ভাঙা শুরু হয়। কিন্তু একদিন একটা গ্লাস ভাঙলো, 20 টাকা দামের গ্লাস, একদম কষে একটা থাপ্পড় দিলা তাকে। তারপরে একটা কিছু সামান্য কাজ করেছে, কি কাজ করেছে এসব, যাও, তোমাদের দিয়ে লেখাপড়াই হবে না। হ্যাঁ, দিস আর কল্ড নেগেটিভ স্টিমুলাস। নেগেটিভ স্টিমুলাস, দেয়ার আর সাম নিউরন ইন হিউম্যান বায়োলজি, যেটা হচ্ছে এটা এই জেবি ওয়াটসন, প্যাভলভ, দে আর সাইকোলজিস্ট, ওকে, they have done psychological things with the combination of biological things. Family times, why it is said that ফেসবুকে আমরা একটা অনেক ভাইরাল ভিডিও দেখি না, the one child was asked that what you want to be in future. The child said that I want to be a mobile phone next time. Now why? That means my father always works with the mobile phone, my mother also always works with the mobile phone, they don't have time to pass with me. So if I become the mobile phone next time, that my mother and father, they will working on me and they will passing time on me. Why? Actually passing family time will inspire the happy neuron of our physiology. আমাদের শরীরের মধ্যে হ্যাপি মোমেন্ট, আমরা হ্যাপি থাকলে কোনো ধরনের রস, বায়োলজিক্যাল রস নিশ্চিত হয়, যেটা হলো আমাদের কনফিডেন্ট লেভেল এবং আমাদের ব্রেন অ্যাক্টিভ পাওয়ারটাকে ডেভেলপ করে। ওকে, সো হোয়েন এভার ইউ উইল বি গেটিং পজিটিভ স্টিমুলাস, যখন ইন্সপিরেশন পাবেন, সো দ্য হ্যাপি মোমেন্টাম উইল কাম অ্যান্ড ইউর ইন্সপিরেশন উইল গ্রো অ্যান্ড ইউ উইল হ্যাভ পজিটিভ টু লার্ন আ থিং। অ্যান্ড অল্টারনেটিভলি, if we find negative inspiration, তোমার দ্বারা কিচ্ছু হবে না। ওকে, সো দ্য নেগেটিভ ইন্সপিরেশন উইল মেক আ ব্যারিয়ার অফ ইউর মোটিভেশন। ওকে, অ্যান্ড ইউর কনফিডেন্ট লেভেল or the learner's confidence level will go low and they will one time they will stop trying. এক সময় বলতে যে আমি এত চেষ্টা করছি, তবুও কোনো এখন তোমার ছোট ভাইকে বা বোনকে বা সন্তানদের জন্য বললাম, তারা বললাম যে তোমাদের মতো বয়সে অ্যালবার্ট আইনস্টাইন প্লেন আবিষ্কার করেছে, এমসি স্কয়ার থিওরি আবিষ্কার করেছে, এডিসন বাল্ব আবিষ্কার করেছে। So if you say that what you are doing right now, so that will be a negative inspiration. So whenever you will put negative comment on the activities of the student or the learner, the biological and the confidence level will grow low, এবং সবসময় চিন্তা করবে যে আমি এত চেষ্টা করছি, তারপরে তো করছেন, তাহলে কি করবে, এক সময় তার they will stop trying. So our today's psychological theory is the behaviorist theory of language learning. In this regard, we have done 3 scholars. One of them, that is J.B. Watson, American psychologist, Russian psychologist Pavlov, and also we have got another psychologist, that is the Skinner, and they have talked about this behavior, that means the human behavior. And human behavior, actually Russian psychologist, what he has said that Pavlov's famous experiment with dogs, what we have learned, and he found that after conditioning dogs to celebrate at the sound of bell, what we have seen at the signal of light or bell, which was paired with food, and the dog would also celebrate in response in similar sound like a buzzer. That demonstrated the principle of generalization in classical conditioning. Classical conditioning, that means we have put a condition. What is the condition? That means the light and food in such a way their behavior, that process of thing will be a part of human behavior. In case of language learning, if we put, that means doing one things you will get positive inspiration. একটা কিছু ভালো কাজ করার জন্য যদি পজিটিভ ইন্সপিরেশন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ লার্নিং এর ক্ষেত্রে থাকে, সেই ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ লার্নিং এর দ্যাট মিনস আমি একটু ভালো করছি, আই এম গেটিং পজিটিভ ইন্সপিরেশন অর মোটিভেশন। ওকে, so the learners will get motivated and inspired, and in such a way the inspired and the confident of the learner will be a part of their behavior, will be a part of their habit, and will help language learning. That is the contribution of Pavlov's. Okay? And after that we have also Skinner. Pavlov's is famous for classical conditioning, the conditioning that is the relation between these two terms, light and food. And Skinner, he is also a psychologist. He published 21 books in articles, okay? And many things relating human behavior. And what is classical conditioning in this regard? Okay, we have got some examples of classical conditioning. So if anybody wants to put the definition of classical conditioning, okay, what is the definition of classical conditioning? Okay, you can write these highlighted words in your answer script, please. In your exercise khata, you can write these highlighted words. Yes, coming. We can identify that the two key notions can be identified in this discussion, that is habits and errors. In case of positive behaviors, the habit will be positive, and in case of the negative aspects, we will have the negative inspiration and the result will not be fulfilled. In case of the habit, okay, I started that question with at the very initial stage of our class, that what is the definition of habit? Behaviourist psychology set out to explain behavior by observing the response that took place when particular stimuli were present. Different stimuli produced different response from a learner. That means positive stimuli will produce positive behavior, negative stimuli will produce negative behavior. So these responses could be haphazard. It is not always certain that the positive behavior will be or always positive result or negative inspiration, or they could be regular. So in a class, if such kind of experiment is done, in case of 60%, they may take the positive inspiration as a tenet of confidence, and other may not. So sometimes positive inspiration may form a behavior, and sometimes it may not. But this is the assumption done by these three psychologists, Pavlov, Skinner and Watson. And the association of a particular response with a particular stimuli constituted a habit. Okay. So whenever a person will be doing the same things again and again, that will be a part of his or her habit. So how habit is formed? Habit is formed in a process of doing one thing repeatedly, and for this reason we see in language learning, that is repetition, drill. In case of many language learning method and approach, so how do you have done? Drill, repetition, okay, practice, dialogue, okay. That means through a continuous process, if a learner does a thing again and again, that would be a part of their behavior, and that is the habit formation. And Watson and Skinner and the other psychologists, okay, they have said that is second language acquisition is a part of human behavior, okay, that is their psychology. But That is their theory. Not only that, they have put their theory in experiment with the help of dogs experiment and rats experiment. But Watson denied the existence of internal mental process. Okay, other psychologists, they said that actually behavior is not a matter. Actually, human being learn language with the internal process. So Watson theory, they denied the existence of internal process and diminishing or dismissing as superstition and magic. Okay, what does it mean? আমরা স্টিমুলিসও পেলাম না কোনো কিছুই, তাহলে কি একটা বাচ্চা ভাষা শিখবে না? শিখছে তো, শিখছে না, কোনো তাকে কোনো কিছু করা হলো না, যদি তাকে it can be explained in two different ways. That means in case of psychologists, many psychologists, they say that the innatist theory, okay, innatist theory, that means language learning is a biological process, but Watson, Skinner, they said that this is the psychological process. Okay, so there is a clash between two kinds of psychologists. Some say, that means some linguists, they say that is the biological process, that means the human brain, we have a language sensitive portion, that is UG, universal grammar. Okay, but here we have got another outlook. What is the outlook? That means language learning can be formed with the help of a human behavior. And how human behavior will be formed? That means human behavior will be formed with the help of some stimuli, with the help of two conditioning, classical conditioning and operant conditioning. So there is a clash between the two sorts of language learning theory, that is the behaviorist theory and also the innatist theory. So according to the behaviorist theory, the theorists Watson, Pavlov and Skinner, they denied the existence of innatist theory. How? They said that actually that is the magic or superstition. That means তারা বলতে চেয়েছেন যে যদি কোনো স্টিমুলাস না থাকে তাহলে সেখানে ভাষা শিখবে না। Okay. And the habit was formed when a particular stimulus became regular, linked with a particular response. As I have said, that if you think that I will be regular and on time to my class or office, okay, that would form a habit. আর যদি আপনি মনে করেন যে আচ্ছা হলেই গেলেই তো হয়, স্যার তো ঢুকতে দেয়, এখন মাস্টার্সের স্টুডেন্ট যদি ক্লাসের বাইরে রাখি তাহলে তো এটার একটা লজ্জার বিষয়। অনেকে এখানে টিচার, অনেকে অনেক জায়গায়, কিন্তু আমরা অনার্স লেভেলে এটা করি যে পরে আসলে ঢুকতে দেই না। ওকে, সো ইফ ইউ থিঙ্ক দ্যাট ইউ উইল টেক ইট ইন আ পজিটিভ ওয়ে, দ্যাট উইল ক্রিয়েট আ সিগন্যাল উইথ দ্য হেল্প অফ ইউর ব্রেন। কারণ আপনার ব্রেনের there is a portion of auto suggestion, you know, auto suggestion, there is a word actually, auto suggestion, that means আপনি ঘড়িতেও অ্যালার্ম দিলেন না, আপনি মনে মনে বললেন যে আগামীকাল সকালে আমার ক্লাস 8টায়, আমাকে উঠতে হবে 6:30টায়। ওকে, অটোমেটিকলি ইউর ব্রেন, দ্যাট মিনস দ্য হিউম্যান অর্গানিজম, যেটা বলতে চেয়েছেন আর কি জেবি ওয়াটসন অ্যান্ড প্যাভলভ, তারা বলতে চেয়েছেন যদি আপনি মনে মনে ব্রেনকে হচ্ছে কনভিন্স করতে পারেন যে ইয়েস I will go there on time, whatever may be the reason. Okay, so the organism, that means the brain will get a signal and it will form a behavior that in any class you will not make delay, in any office day you will not make delay. That is the habit formation. Okay. And Skinner also, he is also called the neo-behaviorism theory of Skinner. So in this way, children were supposed to build up a knowledge of the parents or patterns or habit that constitute the language they are trying to learn. Okay, so in conclusion, what we can say that in case of learning second language, when the children will get inspired, they will form a pattern of habit. Okay, and they will learn their target behavior. That means what they will do, the children will follow their parents, the children will follow their neighbor. After following them, they will form a habit, and that will help them to learn the target language. And it was also believed that SLA could proceed in the similar way. As I have said initially, that means second language acquisition, the title can itself full of mistake. That means second language cannot be acquired. Quite similar the way a child learns a language. Okay, but following this theory, that means the behaviorist theory, second language learning can be quite similar to second language acquisition. So with the help of behaviorist psychologist theory, we can say that after a long time, the language learning process will be a habit of the child, and similarly the adult learner will be producing a habit of language learning, and they will be successful in language learning. Okay, and pardon? Okay, so this is the end of the second class.